Hi Pisces, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. Remember, they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So I'm going to give these a shuffle. Before if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. So your jumping card there is the Lovers card. Love, relationship, partnership, connection, collaboration, the balancing of the hemispheres of the brain are all of the things that come together here when we find this card. And so in all of these different sectors of your life this week, it's very likely that you are going to be forging new connections, forging new partnerships. And remember, at the base of all of this, the Lovers card is about choice. So in all of these different areas, although we make a million choices a day, this week you are going to have to, you might find yourself in the midst of a heartfelt quandary of some sort. So like a really, a very poignant decision that really needs to be made. For your actions and options, you've got the Six of Cups. This is beautiful, right? So for those of you that have them, this could be a week where connections between you and a sibling could really go a very long way for some kind of healing. There could be some kind of really wonderful, heartfelt energy in the air between you and a sibling. It could also be for some of you that you are reconnecting with or rekindling old love, right? It's not for everybody. It's, maybe it's not possible, but for a very select few of you, this could be a reconnection of a love from your childhood or from your younger years, right? This could be right up to and including, somebody that you maybe dated as a teenager. There's a possibility for a reconnection here because the Six of Cups is the past, right? It's your happy sort of nostalgic memories. And the Lovers card is, love, relationships and partnerships. Now, in terms of the options that are available to you, sorry, I've got my hand is really very sore at the moment. I don't know what I've done to it. I've got so this and then what you can see here as well, so the Lovers card is number 6, the Six of Cups is obviously number 6, so there's two sixes here. Two sixes can represent balance or irritability, and for you, with everything that's here so far, we're calling it balance, right? So the options that are available to you are to balance out your love life and your practical or your professional life. The other option that is available to you is to reconnect with somebody from your past, or potentially even reconnect with a part of yourself from your childhood. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Knight of Wands. There's something here where you're breaking tradition or you're going against the grain. This is you bucking the trend in some regard in your life, and probably to do with your professional sphere or your academic sphere if you have one. Now, the Knight of Wands is passionate, vibrant, sexual. It's a great card for flirtatious banter and all of that. You've got the Lovers card here as well, so this could be a very sexy, sensual week. There could be a lot of back and forth about, some, sexy time. When it comes to your Six of Cups, though, this with the Knight of Wands does suggest a rekindling, right? So, and it's rare. Like, if you've been with me long enough, I'm not one of these people that's like, oh, this person's coming back and they want you, and I don't do all of that, right? If you need that, they're 3 and 4 a penny out there. Please help yourself. For high horse moment, Rafi. I just heard myself and was like, ooh. Yeah. So anyway. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, the Knight of Wands does suggest that you'll be changing the course or the track of your study. So maybe you've agreed with your parents or your peers, or even maybe with your boss or your work, right? Let's say they're paying for your studies. This could be that you decide, actually, it's going to be far more beneficial for me to study A, B, and C than it is to do this. And because you have the Six of Cups, this might be something that you've always wanted to study. And it's like now you're in a position to make the choice for yourself. You're going to go that way. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, you're bucking the trend. You're making the decision to go in an opposite direction to what the employer wants you to. You're also deciding that you haven't got it's not even that you haven't got the time. It's more a case of it's like you're choosing not to waste the time that you do have doing something that you don't see as fulfilling, right? And so you're looking for that adventure. You're jumping all in. You're ready to prove yourself. So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you have a conversation where your boss or a superior says to you, well, you can do what you want, but if it all goes wrong, it's all on you. And you're like determined to make it go right, regardless of what the situation is. For those of you that are for those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, this might even be that you start to move away from the services that you currently offer, that you start thinking about, okay, you know what, I want to disrupt my industry, I want to disrupt my own business, right? I want to do something completely different. And you start thinking along the lines, I don't know if you've ever seen the film Pretty Woman. Right at the end where he starts to get really conscious of the fact that, yes, he makes shitloads of money, but he doesn't actually build anything of his own. He doesn't make anything of his own. This kind of feels like one of those moments where you're looking at your business and you're saying, you know what, I love what I do. It's brought me this far, but actually I feel like I want to do something that's more fulfilling. And so you start looking back to what you used to want when you were younger, when you were that much more idealistic. And what I feel from this is maybe by going down this path, you end up reconnecting to somebody from your past who can really facilitate you getting back to that version of yourself. For those of you that are retired and no longer working for any reason, this will likely be that you are having conversations about where one of the young people in the family would like to go and what that means. And I think you're going to provide the sounding board or the alternative for that person to kind of not feel like they're out on a limb on their own. For your love and relations, you've got the Emperor. So if you are single, you could be connecting with someone who is an absolute power player, someone who's a firecracker, potentially someone that's very sporty, someone that is very sexual, right? Like you won't have to guess whether they're interested in you or not. In fact, you might end up sort of like needing to beat them off with a stick. And I think I said that to you last week. So if they haven't shown up yet, it is quite possible that they are arriving about now, right? Now, the other thing with the Emperor, this is a marriage card. And so if you are partnered, married, or in a long-term commitment, maybe you're getting back to the honeymoon. That's with the Six of Cups, where things were good, where they feel sort of a bit more idealistic and a bit more fun. With the Knight of Wands, maybe a bit naughty, a bit saucy. There's some extracurricular activities going on. All of that kind of stuff. I really like this for you. I feel like it's a reignition of your spark in some way. Whether partnered or singles is kind of irrelevant at this point. Now, when it comes to your money and materials, you've got the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands and the Emperor have been very active this week. Mostly the Four of Wands, and especially within the finance sector, which tells me that on the wider world stage, we're going to see some reasons. Maybe not the big ones, but there's definitely going to be a couple of reasons to celebrate. So I would, be on hand for whatever possibilities open up financially. Now, when it comes to your money, this with the Lovers card, this is potentially a partnership, a connection, or a collaboration that could be very lucrative for you. Potentially one that comes from your past. So it wouldn't be with someone new. It would be with somebody that you already know or that you're already connected to. You got the Four of Wands opposite the Horned One, which in this deck is the Emperor. The Emperor is the number 4. That's 2 fours. 2 fours can be insomnia. So there's a lot of heartfelt decisions of a financial or even locational matter. So there could be a lot of conversations around your living situation at this time and potentially even the logistics of that. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this tends to be like your head and your all of this area, basically your head and your face. So and this obviously with the Lovers card, maybe you've decided to spruce yourself up a little bit. Maybe like if you stopped wearing makeup, maybe you start wearing it again. If you stopped going to the gym, maybe you start going back to it. It's like it's not a full-on sort of like glam glow up, but it's like, you know what, let me give myself a little bit more of a flourish. For those of you that are, sorry, when it comes to your home and environment, the Four of Wands is a reason to celebrate. And the conversations that you're having around the home, around this home sector, around security around the home, it's really, really, really good news. I'm very happy to see this for you, and I can't wait to see in the comments how it shows up. So if you're planning to buy, if you're planning to move, all of that good stuff, good news ahead. All right, with that said, if you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the link in the description box below. Take care, and I'll see you soon.